You might have to blow up your screen a little bit, but let's look at this here. The Sut Horus, who had represented dark and light, water and fire, impubescence and pubescence, which means like a child and an adult. The dual lunation, the star constellation of the double horizon, still serves the type of black sun. Saturn and the golden sun, Nubti, and the Io of the Gnostics, and the Egyptian Sebek Ra. Sebek is represented by this alligator. First, another herbalist rendered the name, it's something in Hebrew, as Yah is Saturn. You notice they use a J instead of a Y, like Yahweh, so they use a J for Jah. Okay, is Saturn. That's why Yahweh is Saturn. By he who is worshipped as Saturn, and according to Cedrians, the deity worshipped by the Chaldeans and the Gnostics. Remember the Chaldeans, Amos 5:26, and the Gnostics, those of the stone, known as the I. So this is the I, Alpha and Omega. That's basically you're the I am, the divinity whose name was infallible and whose secret was never to be uttered, was the divinity compound of the sun, moon, and Saturn, and that is your 369, right there. Go look on the Kabbalistic tree, and that is your 369. The moon here represents the Genetrix, which was the earlier goddess of the seven stars. That's the Pleiades. The compound deity is the god of the seven rays, and the trilateral secret is the divinity, including the great mother of the seven, whose special son in their solely stellar character was the sun and Saturn, or Sebek Ra. Okay? Let's see, it just goes on. Basically, so, you know, this all has to do with creation and all of that, and the raccoon is always the thief. He's always the thief. So here you have the creation with the thief of the creation riding on top. So, as I stated, Fox News is nothing but, they're all occult. Every fucking one of them. It's just that if you don't know how to see the story in the story, you just take it. Some idiot's really going to believe that some raccoon was standing on the back of an alligator. That probably has happened, and then the raccoon became lunch. See, that's why they don't have any other picture, because that picture was doctored to send a message about the theft of the creation. In other words, I think these fucks are trying to do this again, is what the message there is. Okay, it's one of two things. Either they're trying to bring the real creation back into reality, or they're trying to keep the fake one going. But whatever it is, why don't you just fucking say it, you cocksuckers? Just fucking say it. Stop dancing around it, you fucks, so we can see that there's something going on. All of this bullshit, all these crap channels on here, trying to get everybody to run different directions and everything. Look, if people can't handle the truth, they can't handle the truth. There's no reason to fucking try and bullshit them. Just tell them the truth. If they're not interested, then fuck it. But at least tell them the truth. Stop being all scary with the smoke and the vampires and all that bullshit. Just tell the fucking truth. That's all. If people can't handle the truth, fuck it. They're going to have to at some point, right? So why not just tell them and get it over with? I mean, I can sit here and keep proving this shit over and over and over and over, and that's what I'm doing. It's just I don't get the mentality of why they won't tell people the truth. I don't know, maybe it's the duty of every man to come to the realization of what this fucking place is. Maybe that's why they won't do it. But for some reason, they always have to talk in code, and they always have to be spooky and, you know, a roundabout, instead of just fucking being straight to the fucking point and just saying fuck you. It doesn't matter if you can handle the truth. You're gonna have to handle the truth. Okay? That story there is so blatantly occultic. Why don't you just fucking tell the people? Because what, are you afraid that if we find out that you fucked us out of our right, that we might be upset? Because that would be the only reason. That's the only reason I can think. We got ripped off, and they don't want us to know. And all of these explosions and all of that, you know, in the Babylonian story, Apsu, or the Abyss, was tricked into being locked down below. Okay? And so it ain't real happy. And so it says, even though it was locked down below, its power was not diminished. That means that energy of whatever it is still there. And that's what's blown up here now. So whatever that is, those are those things that you're seeing. Whether they're spiritual, whether it's atomic, whether it's a combination of the both, that's what all of these fires are that are busting loose. Okay? And they keep trying to hide it by making stories around these things. If it's some, a black kid got shot or whatever, that's just a representation of Saturn and the fire and the jinn and this whole thing. If it's just a one-time big deal, well, there was a gas pipeline that blew up. But if it's something that's going to go on for a while, then they'll build a story around it so that there's a reason that the news is there. Whatever the deal is, I hope the fucks that have stolen this reality will have to face the fact that they did it. And even if you did it for the betterment of mankind, shouldn't we at least be told that you stole it? The only reason that you don't tell somebody that you stole something is because you don't want to lose control of it. Which means you want to have controlled chaos, you don't want uncontrolled chaos. That's what the deal is. You don't want people getting mad and just going off and fucking beating the fuck out of you. You want us to get mad and go beat the fuck out of somebody else. That story is about the creation and about the theft of the creation. In the Bible, it's a story of the two brothers. The one tricked the father into stealing the birthright that the other one was supposed to get. It's the same story told over and over again. You better learn this stuff, because this is what's going on. It's not fucking raccoons hitching rides on the back of alligators. Trains coming off the tracks. If a train coming off the track is a train wreck, that means that they're slamming light together. The light being represented by the fucking headlight on the front of the train.